Today, we're going to talk about a success story of this woman that just by the use of her imagination in a very specific way manifested a specific person to marry her. If you're interested, just keep on watching. Hello everyone, my name is Nia, and on this channel I talk everything about the law, manifestation, esotericism, and so much more. And if you cannot get enough of this type of content, on my Patreon I post weekly videos, and if you sign up on Patreon today, you find already hundreds of hours, if not thousands of hours of content, because I started 3 years ago. So imagine how much content there is already, like podcasts, tarot readings, spells, manifestation, esoteric concepts, philosophical concepts, all on Patreon. And because I don't do coachings anymore, I have my formula coachings, which is other hours of content about manifestation and a step-to-step guide, which includes a meditation to recreate your ESP. Down below, you just have to click the link. But now let's get started with today's video. So today, the story, it's not from one of my clients, but is actually from Neville Goddard himself. You guys know that lately, if you've been subscribing to my channel, if you didn't subscribe, and hit the ring bell button so you get notified when I'm live. But anyhow, I've been obsessed again with Neville Goddard. I listen to him every day in forms of an audiobook, which I have on Audible, not sponsored, and I highly suggest you to do the same. You can do this. I mean, you find it even on YouTube for free. I'm listening to the Complete Reader. This is a book. You can find it also on Amazon in forms of an audiobook. I love it. I take a walk and I listen to Neville Goddard. I'm in the shower, listen to Neville Goddard. It helps so much to keep yourself motivated, to keep learning about the law. And I found a very interesting story when Neville talks about this woman manifesting a specific person to marry her. And what is interesting in and of itself is not just a success story and the fact that, yeah, she used SATs, state to akin to sleep. She used her imagination to manifest this man. That's not the interesting part, because we have heard it before, even through other people's success stories. What is interesting is the way Neville describes the use of her imagination or her imaginative act. She doesn't just imagine the SP to be married to her, but Neville points at a very important factor that comes down to memory and how memory impacts our manifestation. And by the way, I explained the role of self-concept and memory, and nobody talks about memory in the law of assumption community, but it's so important. I talked about, I'm sorry, I have my sleepers in my hand. That was so random. Anyway, I talked about the concept of memory and how memories are so important, and memories do manifest in our reality. On the replay to my webinar, The Science Behind Manifestation, it's 4 hours of webinar. You find it on my formula coaching for if you purchase it. But essentially, the information that I share on that webinar is about the science, is about quantum physics and how quantum binarism, which is a branch that interprets the implications of quantum mechanics, explains how not just self-concept but also memories manifest in this reality, and why memory is so important. Anyway, I knew this from quantum binarism, but I didn't remember Neville mentioning this. And when I heard it this morning, I was like, oh my God, I need to share it with my audience, because nobody talks about this. And I can't believe that Neville knew this before even the discovery of quantum physics in and of itself. He knew that imagination needs to be an imaginative act that is not connected to a past memory, because as long as you are going to imagine something coming from a past event, you're still reaffirming the old self-concept. But anyhow, I'm sure I gave you already a little bit of information about today's video. I want to be quick, so let's listen to Neville Goddard's, this lady success story, and then let's listen to Neville Goddard's interpretation of why she's been successful, and then draw our conclusions so we can use this information to better our conscious manifestation. So are you ready? Let's get started.
Last August, while on a blind date, I met the man I wanted to marry.
She
This
said,
happens sometimes, and it happened to me. He was everything I had ever thought of as desirable in a husband.
I can't play it all the way down because of copyright reason, but essentially the story is this way. She meets a man that she wants to marry, and she doesn't even know that well, this man. And Neville said, you can totally manifest a specific person. And so she goes at night, it goes to the same explanation. You are going to imagine this person, or better, you're going to imagine that you have the surname of this person and you are happily married. So you don't even involve the other person or the specific person that much, but you imagine yourself to change, yourself to be in the marriage that you want. And she did that completely. And when the story continues, what Neville says, let me see if I can get it a little bit.
By using her imagination radically instead of conservatively, by building her world out of pure dreams of fancy rather than using images supplied by memory, she brought about the fulfillment of her dream.
Okay, that's about it. That's where he comments the success story. So we know she's been successful. She does this every night. She goes to bed. She imagined herself in her dream life being married to this man, and then they meet again and he proposed to her. And Neville, what he just said over here, he said she just didn't bring up the past memory of her and this man being together. She completely revisioned. She completely reimagined herself in her dream life. She brought up the purest of her imagination without even thinking whether it was possible or not, or even thinking about past circumstances or her past self. So she didn't brought up her past memories. This is so important. And because she used purely her imagination, she got exactly what she wanted, and she married a specific man. So what this story is teaching us, what you guys do the majority of the time, I know you're doing this because nobody has told you to do it differently. You consider your imagination. Let's say you're using visualization or even affirmation, because affirmation is still thinking, it's still imagination, where you are inside your mind, you are thinking about your manifestation coming from your past circumstances, coming from your past self-concept and the memories that you are attached to it. So for example, let's say that you're manifesting a new home. Usually you will go to bed and you think you're sleeping in your bed, and then you will start visualizing. That's not what I want you to do. You need to start going to bed and affirming for it or visualizing for it like you're actually sleeping in the new house. You cannot be the person that is in the new house if you're still sleeping in your old bed, if you're still coming from that old memory. Same goes with a specific person. The majority of you guys are trying to affirm coming from the past self experience, from the past self concept, and the past experience. He doesn't want commitment. He has commitment blockages. So I'm going to affirm coming from this standpoint. No, you're not. Because your imagination can go bigger. Your imagination can go wilder. Wilder? Yeah. Can be wild. Yeah, can be wild. You have to be bold in your imagination. You're not going to imagine his commitment blockages. You're going to imagine that there'll never be none. You're going to affirm that this person doesn't have any blockage, never had any. You guys are already together. You're gonna go in your purest imagination, in your freaking dream life, and you're gonna affirm from there, not from the past memory of you that you're trying to get there, or there is this blockage, or there is this circumstance. You need to go to the end and use your power. Your power is in your imagination, and you can decide, I'm gonna imagine my dream life, because why would I waste my time imagining anything lower? And then fear is gonna kick in. I know, you're gonna be like, is this too good to be true? Is this good enough for me? Maybe I should notch it down a little bit. No, you don't. You're not gonna notch it down. You're not gonna bargain with your subconscious mind or with the universe about your dream life. You're not gonna do any bargain with the universe. You want what you want, and that's about it. But maybe it's too good to be true. Nothing is too good to be true. How do you think billionaires have become billionaires? Because they needed that? Because because they deserved it? I'm sure they didn't, and most of them they didn't, to be honest. And they just wanted it, and they got it. That's the only thing that matters. I know it's sad. I think we should do good to people. I think we shouldn't harm people. I think we should better the world. But that's a spiritual topic for a different video. On this video, we want to get our shit done. And you want what you want. Guess what? You can get it. You can get it. Whether you're going to get there through actions, whether you're going to get that through conscious manifestation, that's up to you. Whatever you believe in rules. So many people believe they just have to take action. Bless them, bless their soul. They do whatever they do. We believe in manifestation. So you're going to shut up all the naysayers or the 3D experts that tell you this is not going to happen because this is a logical thing. You don't need those people because you don't believe that. They believe that. Let them do so. You don't believe that. You're watching my channel. You believe in conscious manifestation. You believe that if it exists in your imagination, you can have it. Therefore, all of these other talks, it's none of your business. Let's put it this way. Let the fear go out of the window. It's none of your business. So shut down all the 3D experts. Don't need them, I'm sorry. Little bit harsh. You don't need them. And listen to Neville Goddard, the expert on this field, or other experts that you choose, whether it is a YouTuber or whoever you think is an expert, and stick to that. Because you want it, you can see it in your imagination, then you can have it. And you don't have to imagine coming from BS circumstances or coming from past memories. The past is dead. The past is gone. All we have is the now. And in the now, you have the right to use your purest imagination. You're not hurting anyone by dreaming about being with the love of your life. By believing that is possible, you're not hurting anyone. Yes, it's not too good to be true. You deserve, and this and more, you deserve to be in a happy, committed relationship. This is not too much to ask. Billions are not too much to ask in my books, okay? You're not injuring anyone by asking this, and you can have it. And you're not coming from your past self or your past BS memory. You're gonna use your purest imagination, and you're gonna go through the end. So every single night, I mean it, you're gonna fall to bed affirming, I am in the best freaking relationship I have ever had. And I can do that, and I am going to have that. That's it. There is no bargain with the universe. There is no bargain with your subconscious mind on this. If you get this attitude like this lady did in Neville Goddard, if you want to read the entire chapter, it's chapter 54 on audiobook of the complete reader. I couldn't put it on completely because of copyright reason, obviously, but I think it's copyrighted still. Anyhow, you find it. I gave you the book. Read it. Listen to it. Listen to the success story. She got the man in a very quick time because she used her purest imagination. She just said, I am happily married. She went to the end and used that God-given power that is imagination without asking whether it was possible or not to people that don't know anything about it. She just asked the only person that is an expert in this field, which at the time was Neville Goddard. She didn't go and ask Susie or Karen out on the street, is it possible for me to manifest my SP? She didn't ask 3D experts like Karen. I apologize if your name is Karen. Let's give another name. I don't know, Mark, whatever. She didn't ask Mark. Mark doesn't know shit about this. She asked the only person that could give them the answer that she needed, and she applied it. She did it, and she was successful. So imagine coming from your purest, wildest dream, and don't be afraid to be bold. Whatever past memory you got doesn't serve you no more. Doesn't serve you no more. It's out of the window. Got it? Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts, your stories. I always read the comment section and I love reading your stories. We'll see each other also on Patreon and on my formula coaching. I love you. See you soon.